I recently put together a series to help business owners to be able to make decisions and to make decisions particularly about staffing. And I want to use that expertise to help folks make the best decisions possible with 5 behavior insights. Before you watch this video, I want to make sure that you understand that in this time of a lot of economic unrest for both businesses and employees, I don't want this video to appear insensitive. The reality is that business owners have to make decisions about their staffing, and that's going to come in a variety of forms, whether to keep someone, let someone go, restructure, and some people will need to be, whether you want to use the word fired, let go, whatever language you want to put on it, it is a reality. Folks do need help with it, but I want you to know that as a business owner and someone who's in HR and providing this information, the sensitivity about the word firing is not lost on me. So I wanted to say that ahead of time as a prelude to this particular instructional video. All right, so I want to welcome you to the 5 human behavior insights you need to craft what I call a staffing philosophy. And whether it is that you need to let someone go, whether you need to rehire, whether you need to restructure, now is the time to do that. I used to call this, this is a sort of a piggyback onto a video I did a while back on having a firing philosophy, because I think that every leader needs that. So this is all encompassing because of the economic challenges and special economic decisions that we need to make as business leaders right now. So I want to start out with, first of all, I've seen in my 22 plus years, it's really more than 20 years of coaching leaders and managers, that firing someone or letting people go is one of the most significant challenges. And the inability to do so really hurts the manager, the team, employees, and now in this particular economic environment, it's even more crucial to be able to be very smart, strategic, and empathetic, all those things, when working through what to do with your staffing. So here are my top 5 human behavior insights that you'll want to have as you're crafting either a firing or rehiring philosophy or plan. Please know that if someone cannot self-manage, which actually is a form of emotional maturity or emotional intelligence, that means that they also don't know how to create their own healthy boundaries and ways of behaving appropriately. They need someone else to do that for them. My question is, do you have the time and energy to do that? That's when you feel like you're going from being a partner to being a parent. So let's say you do create the boundaries, and that's interesting, but please know, if they don't know how to create their own boundaries, you'll have to do that for them. That's insight number 1. Insight number 2 is, if they're not able to handle the boundaries you create, you're going to be pushed to make a choice. And here's the thing, then it becomes a power play. Be very keenly aware of this. It's a power play going on. Who is more powerful in enforcing and asking for and demonstrating the boundary? This is where who's going to become the most accommodating. A lot of managers accommodate really bad behavior because they're not even honoring their own boundaries because they're too busy accommodating the unhealthy behavior of the employee. Insight number 3, for the more mature, the boundaries are generally tolerated. They're respected, they're negotiated, they're navigated, and constructively challenged. They're challenged, but constructively, or they're accommodating. For the immature, they are destructively challenged. You see the difference there. They're disrespected, they're ignored, they're rationalized, they're insensitive in their disregard, and they disregard other people and the impact that they're having. And some of them, the immature, they're not even aware they're making it, the negative impact. They're just oblivious. And this may not be all at time or all at once. What you're looking for is patterns. They become the crazy makers. They become the chaos creators. And they end up being like a giant magnet of energy that just sucks your energy and attention of you and the team. They basically become a dysfunctional, destructive energy field that people get sucked into, and that becomes a dominant element when the culture of a team or the relationship between them and another person. Behavior insight number 4. Some of the issues regarding firing are not really up so much about the employee, it's about the manager and the decisions that need to be made. So it's what's going on with the manager on the inside, their struggle, their confusion, their lack of clarity. And all of that just feeds their lack of confidence to take action. Then they start to feel guilty. Then it becomes weighty. They feel an overly responsible for the sense of consequence of someone else's behavior. And I talk about that in another video about gaining confidence and clarity. It's what I call misplaced guilt. Okay. And then there is the reality of by the way, when I did this video a while back, there was a real tight labor market with this specific time frame, because I'm filming this during the economic challenge because of COVID. Probably, there's probably not going to be a tightening labor market because there's probably going to be plenty of people to hire. And that's another thing to consider now is you might have better choices for folks to hire. And insight number 5, please note, the most difficult decision that you're going to need to make is if someone is not socially and emotionally mature, it's very difficult to coach someone who is not socially and emotionally mature. It takes a tremendous amount of time and attention. And these days, you don't have time for that. So you want to hire people, you want to have people on your staff that are self-managed. The more mature they are, the less you have to take time managing them. The more mature a team is, the less time you have to take actually managing them. That's what you really want to do. So those are the 5 insights. And all of that, by the way, comes from our effective executive blueprint. We talk a lot about what's going on here in terms of being able to assess where people at in their maturity. Are they capable of being self-managed? At what level are they contributing in their performance? And can you coach them? Can they collaborate in a healthy way to get the results that you need? So if they can't do that, if they're not coachable, then that's another thing. If they are coachable, to what degree, to how much, and for how long? So those are things that you need to consider as well. But please keep in mind that these top 5 insights into human behavior so that you can craft a philosophy that will serve you well. Again, borrow my expertise, trust me on this until you get your own. Got any questions or comments? Please let me know. I'm happy to help. As a fellow business owner and business leader, I'm really there for you. Remember, we're only just a phone call or an email away. Good luck.